Cops hunt multiple gunmen in NYC mass shooting that left 3 dead, 9 wounded. 3 people were killed and 9 others wounded when up to 4 gunmen opened fire in a possible gang-related shooting at a Brooklyn hookah lounge around closing time early Sunday, authorities said. It was the second mass shooting in the city in weeks, occurring after a nut stormed a swanky midtown skyscraper last week. Late last month, and shot dead 4 innocent people before turning the gun on himself. Jesus Christ, what the fuck? I can easily stand here and tell you that we have driven down crime, that we have removed over 2,000 illegal guns off our street, a grim-faced Mayor Eric Adams told reporters during a briefing on Sunday's violence and mentioning the other recent mass shooting. That's not the issue. The issue is there's other people, right, traveling right from state to state and then getting into your state and then causing crime too. So it's like, I hate to say it, but you shouldn't. You gotta be careful. I can give you those numbers and those stats, but that does not comfort those who are victims of gun violence. Exactly. Right. As soon as someone gets fucked up, it's always the same case, right? As soon as someone gets fucked up, people are asking questions. Cops respond to 911 calls of a shooting inside the Taste of City Lounge at 903 Franklin Avenue in Crown Heights, less than a half mile from the historic Brooklyn Museum, just before 3:30 a.m. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch and said at the press conference. The club was packed when the bullets flew, the commish said, with detectives later recovering 42 shell casings. Oh, okay, so it was from a 9mm and 45 caliber weapons. Okay. The 3 people killed were men ages 27, 35, and 19. Holy shit, what the hell? There was a 19-year-old there? Excuse me? Oh, wait, hookah bar. That's right. Cops said the team was pronounced dead at the scene while the other 2 died at the hospital, Tisch said. Wait, what? Wait, how many deceased? 3. Oh, do they call the 19-year-old a teen? Why? Oh, that's weird. The shooting was apparently sparked by a dispute between the 19 and 35-year-old, with the older man a suspected member of the Folk Nations gang, sources said. Cops have grainy video from inside the hookah bar that shows the 2 men pulling out weapons and firing, then 2 other men following suit, ending patrons scrambling, sources said. 27-year-old fatal victim appeared to be an innocent bystander caught in the crossfire, sources said. Tisch said at the briefing that innocent victims were among those shot. Yeah. What we preliminary is that there was a dispute inside the crowded club that led to the shooting. We believe that there were up to 4 shooters involved in this incident, he said. At this time, no one is in custody, and the shooting preliminary appears to be gang-related. A gun recovered nearby around Bedford Avenue and Eastern Parkway is believed to be tied to the shooting, sir. One witness, a 39-year-old man who didn't want to give his name, said he saw one of the victims get shot dead. He's a regular. He wasn't doing nothing to do with it. He's just outside the bathroom hitting a hookah dead, the man told the Post. A friend of the older victim said he poked his head inside the doorway and saw his pal being treated. All I heard was what sounded like fireworks, the witness. Roy Joan Phillips said Sunday. I didn't learn it was real shots until I went to check if my friend was okay and saw CPR being performed. When I saw the CPR, I knew the sound I heard wasn't fireworks. The 9 wounded victims, 6 men and 3 women, taken to the local hospitals with what cops said were non-life-threatening injuries. The oldest injured victim was 61. We had the lowest number of shooting incidents and shooting victims 7 months into the year we've seen on record in the city of New York, Tish said. Something like this is, of course, thank God, an anomaly, and it's a terrible thing that's happened this morning. Cops in hazmat suit were seen going into the club on Sunday morning. Other video posted on X showed officers inside the business near a pool of blood and broken glass. Officers went into a Food Town grocery store next door to the club and asked for video footage from the store. A worker inside told the Post, I've been in there. It's tight in there, the worker said. It's like 12 feet wide, and it goes all the way back. You know it's long. It goes back 30 or 40 yards, but it's tight. There are tables on either side and the bar down one side. There's not much room in there with the bar and the tables, he said. So basically, it's a pretty limited area. So it's easy for people to get caught up in crossfire. Taste of the City Lounge serves American and Caribbean plates with a full bar, hookah, and DJs. The business, which opened in 2022, was the scene of another shooting in November 2024. There were non-fatal injuries in that shooting. Uh-oh. Yeah. I mean, when there's when there's hookah and there's alcohol and there's people having fun, it sometimes gets wild. Many locals said the lounge has been plagued by problems since it opened. Yeah, it's just cursed. It's not surprising. Anyone who says they're shocked is lying for the cameras. A woman in her late 40s who lives across the street said, attributing the violence to gang kids. They've been fighting lots of times all summer, yelling and screaming at each other. It's just over and over, she said. Another neighbor who gave his name only as Alan, 66, and lives several doors down the lounge, said he frequently hears arguments and fights there. I hear them cursing and screaming. You can hardly sleep without hearing them yelling, arguing when they take it outside, he said. Locals said the crowd inside the club skews young, with one who gave her name as Florence, 77, recalling the other night, kids came running out there, yelling, screaming. I was shocked. They were so young. The super of the building opposite the lounge said it had been different under previous management. The guy who owned it before, he was good, he said. It was an older crowd, and there wasn't much trouble, but then he sold it, and it got bad. Young people yelling every night. Oh. So once it changed hands. It was oof. It was oof. Here you have it. What's this? Singer Victoria Canal accuses powerful decades-older man of sexual abuse, grooming, and lengthy Instagram post. Spanish-American singer Victoria Canal has accused a very powerful man in the music industry of sexually abusing and grooming her 8 years ago. Okay, this was 8 years ago. Canal shared the shocking allegations in a lengthy Instagram post. Oh, why do we gotta post everything on Instagram? Did you get law enforcement to look into it? Like what? This is something I've never spoken about publicly, and I've been holding for 8 years now. It has plagued my body, spirit, and mind in subliminal and overt ways for my entire 20s. Canal began on August 11th. It was only earlier this year when it was assaulted by a stranger in rehearsal space that something in my subconsciousness awoke, including many buried memories, and helped me start to understand the effects of what happened to me. The June baby singer continued. Sexual abuse grooming. I'll only say this once. This is something I've never spoken about publicly, and I've been holding it for 8 years. Oh. I think... Okay, we read that part. Today, on my 27th birthday, I am choosing my own freedom by sharing this with you all, Canal added. I am letting it out to be able to let it go. This decision feels so right in my body. Canal, who was born without the lower half of her right arm, alleged that very powerful and decades older man took advantage of her when she was just 19. Although she would not mention her alleged abuser by name out of fear of retaliation, the pop star described him as someone who appears to be a loving, charismatic, and principled family man with a very active career. So the person already has a family and has an active career. We don't know what kind of, probably in the entertainment industry, given that. However, behind closed doors, this person has a history of incredibly damaging behavior across the board and has a team of enablers around him who have fiercely protected his image, perpetuating this behavior for decades, the Cake Singer wrote. After taking Canal under his wing, the alleged perpetrator purportedly began to touch and take pictures of the pop star without her consent. These behaviors progressed over a year, slowly keeping me more isolated in a highly unfamiliar and contained environment, Canal alleged further. At the time, this person made me believe that if I ever told anyone that he was doing, my career would be over before it started. Following a little over a year of the alleged sexual abuse and grooming, Canal's purported abuser verbally admitted that getting her in this position had been his plan all along. Wait, what? Although Canal admitted that her world ruptured, and it has been a long and evolving journey in reclaiming my emotional and spiritual health, he shared that therapy, psychedelic treatment, talking with other men and women, and making art have helped her recover. Canal, who have been professionally linked to Coldplay's Chris Martin in recent years, also clarified that her alleged abuser was not among the who have championed me since I got signed to a major label in 2022. These men have actually been a healing force in my life, in being able to understand that not all people in positions of power abuse it. The California Sober singer wrote, these mentors have, among others, shown me that healthy mentorship does exist. There are men that wholly want to help, and I am so eternally grateful for that lesson. Please don't entangle those people with this person, Canal added. Moses reached out to Canal's reps for comment. Yeah, it's like, is this person gonna get legal action? Why would you make a post like this? Why do people do this? I don't understand. Zombie cats invade LA neighborhood. I'm hearing scratches, and I'm wondering, what is this? It's the night of the living furballs. Residents of Los Angeles neighborhoods say dozens of zombie stray cats have invaded their area, knocking and scratching at everyone's doors late at night like something out of a horror movie. I would call it a cat. Some type of zombie thing that's going on. Inglewood resident Dennis Gary told ABC7, saying he's now witnessed more than 100 cats prowling the neighborhood whenever night falls. Hordes of zombie cats are plaguing Los Angeles Inglewood community. Some allegedly began to overfeed the strays. It was 1 o'clock in the morning and I'm hearing scratches and I'm wondering, what is this? Gary said, so I opened the door and the cats just scatter like roaches. Gary knows that many of the cats don't even bother to run when people are around, with the felines jumping in and out of neighborhood yards without hesitation. It's a nuisance because they run around through the neighborhood and behind your house, everything. Bruce Brown added to the local station. Some residents believe the cats started coming in after someone in the neighborhood began overfeeding the strays, attracting more animals to Inglewood. The uptick in cats, in turn, has reportedly caused coyotes to descend upon the neighborhood to hunt the strays. The remains of one cat were spotted during ABC 7's outing into the area, with residents' surveillance cameras capturing the coyotes dining on the cats. Coyotes are common in LA area, yes, with animals often feasting on trash and smaller animals during the night in the suburbs, correct. LA Animal Services said it is investigating the reports of the mass cat outbreak in Inglewood, noting that the city is contacting partner organizations to assist with spaying and neutering services to help bring populations of strays down. There you have it. And with that, that's all the articles. Everything will be in the description.